Well, you start with demography.
Yeah.
How many people are you going to have and where are they going to be? And until recently, it was fairly clear what was happening. And that's why demography has become absolutely fascinating at the moment, post-COVID, because birth rates plunged and have stayed down. And I even saw a statistic, which not in the book at all, just a few months ago, that the world's population may stop growing in about 15 years' time. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. But if you know how many people you're going to have in the world or in different countries, and if you know roughly how old they'll be, then you can start to do a building block of what will happen to the economy. Because if you haven't got so many people, the economy's going to get smaller. If you have a big influx of people, from migration and so on, it will get larger. So that's that's one of your big building blocks. Another building block is the environment. Profound concern. And we've gone from there being lots of concerns, urban pollution, which sort of is gradually getting better, to being one huge humdinger of one, which is climate change.
Yeah, it was always like the hole in the ozone and all these little things. And now it's just like, no, global warming.
I worry, actually, some of them we should be worrying about too.
Are they all symptoms of the main thing?
But global warming, the climate change is the big one.
Yeah.
And then you start to make decisions about that or assumptions. Will we be towards the top end of the projected global warming thing? If so, what will we do about it? Will we panic? How does technology help? Are there technological advances out there that we don't yet know about? And I don't mean, windmills. I mean something that actually we can't at the moment envisage that could radically slow global warming, and we don't know. So those are the sorts of questions that, again, are very important building blocks. Another building block is what will happen to globalization. What will happen to trade and finance? Globalization has stalled in terms of the proportion of stuff shipped around relative to total world GDP. Will trade wars plunge us into something really troubling and make people poorer as a result? Finance. Will we lose control of the dollar? What will be the role of crypto? So there are those, again, questions that we have to try and at least put forward. And I give some views, and I try and but again, I'm trying to give a framework for thinking about it. And if you say to me, McRae, okay, do you believe Bitcoin is worth $100,000? The answer is no, I think it's worth nothing. But it doesn't matter. If you want to pay that, then that's fine by me. It's a bit like buying a vintage Lamborghini for $250,000. There are other building blocks. There's democracy itself. What happens to politics? Do we lose democracy?
Globally, because in the book you're talking about America, but you think it's a risk.
I mean, if we lose it there,
if we lose in America, we're done for.
They're the police, aren't they, that uphold democracy? The army.
Yeah,
they are. They're like the enforcers of democracy. I
know. So and there are lots of countries that are run by the army. Pakistan. Yeah.
Yeah.
So no. So I think there are these building blocks that give you a hand. And I try and go through each and explain what I think is most likely to happen, what the issues are, and I try and give some views. But again, keep coming back to this. My views are not important. They're a framework to test your own views as a reader. So, okay, he's wrong there. Well, that's great. It's fine. You're wrong. I may be right. You may be wrong. I think I'm right. But you have to think you're right. You can't do it if you don't. But you have to acknowledge you will always inevitably be wrong about something.
It's a nice way of like making sure in 20 years' time I
don't look at total ass, but I won't be around in 25 years' time. So, that's the other thing, by the way. Why do you write a book about a world that you will not be alive in?
I don't know. I mean, get to the singularity, let AI figure it out, and then we'll all live forever. That's what I'm banking on anyway.
Don't buy that one.
Yeah. So,
This is a clip from our chat with journalist Hamish McRae. To watch a full episode, click right here.
He's 81, mate.
Legend.
Yeah.
He's in better shape than you are.
Yeah, he really was. He really was.